Hi and welcome to the Katala Lupunga Show. It's always great to have you on the show, watching from your homes, at work, on the move. I am so excited about today. I'll be speaking to Big Rob, Uncle Robbie. He's a filmmaker, cinematographer. He trains young people in film. I know you watch him on Ubuntu, and you've seen him on Impali, and most of all, he was so famous on Born and Bred, where he had to say if a music video was a hit or miss, and that was just get people angry if it was a miss. Lots of experience about that. I am so excited about today to be able to host a legend, and this show is really just about celebrating him and for you to get to know him more. Big Rob, thank you so much for coming to the Katala Lupunga Show.
Thank you very much for having me on your show, Katala.
It's an honor to have you here.
I love the show.
Thank you so much. You know, a lot of people know you from the work that you do now, but could you let us know when you started all of this, film and acting?
Okay. Well, I first started off as a model. Yeah, well, acting, I gave it up in primary school days because in drama school, my drama teacher, Mrs. Brown, didn't have lots of confidence in me. You know, she always either made me a cow or a goat or a pig when we were doing the Christmas play. So I always wanted to be Joseph. I wanted to be Jesus' father. So
yeah.
I never got that, and maybe in future I will play Joseph.
Hope so.
So I gave it up, and then I concentrated on modeling. That's where the money was. As I grew older and I became a teenager, I was making good money as a model, because we did we modeled for big stores. And then my arts teacher then, Mr. West, saw potential in me, says you should go back to acting, and went back to the stage. And then I thought it's time I tried out film. And when we were living in South Africa, I happened to be living with a guy called Rob, who was a filmmaker. Okay. I used to see him every morning, but I didn't know what he did until one day I approached him, and then I said, excuse me, I'm your neighbor, and just want to know, what do you do? And then he says, come in. And then I saw these pictures on these films that he's done. He said, I'm a filmmaker. And I, wow, just what I needed. So Rob taught me everything I know in film. And I really appreciate. And he asked me, when you go back home to Zambia, you know, start an agency. And I started something called my own film school, where we're training actors and, you know, putting them in film.
So when you came back to Zambia, how else did you get involved in being a part of the entertainment industry?
Okay, before I came back, I remember coming on holiday, and I was watching Born and Bred. And I remember telling my nephew that I love this show. I'm going to be on this show. And he laughed. He says, do you know what it takes to be on the show? I said, I'm going to be on this show. I love what's going on because I understand this. Number one, I love Zambian music. Number two, I love film. So this combination is just me, you know. And I remember when I came back finally home, and it was a coincidence, Innocent IK, Smooth IK was having auditions, and I auditioned. And
nobody can actually imagine that you actually auditioned for this role.
And imagine, I was meeting you for the first time.
You're meeting Innocent Katala for the first time.
And he was actually waiting for me, because he had auditioned a couple of guys, and he was standing by the door, and I walked, and I knew him, and I said, I'm Rob, and I'm trying to do this. So he said, okay, let's go. And then he auditioned me, asked me questions.
Because Innocent is sort of cool like that, you know.
Very cool.
He's a very cool guy,
yeah,
very critical, yeah.
And I was so nervous. Smooth IK I want to meet Innocent, you know. But it turned out like, hey, not only did he become my producer, he became my good friend. Yeah. Right.
And I know that the country would. I'll talk about it a little bit. I know that with the Born and Bred, obviously the newer generation, you haven't seen Big Rob doing Born and Bred music, but the whole idea was that it's Zambian music video. It's a hit song, whether it's the time Kayombo was doing music, whether it's JK. Imagine me mentioning the guys I was filming in doing music videos, or all the other guys. You know, no, serious. And if they release a video, Big Rob would have to stay, tell the nation, and National TV would say this video is a hit or a miss. And, what are some of the worst reactions you got from the fans?
It was mainly from the fans. Not really the artists, because the artists would know exactly. Because you know, the goodness is that you explain to them why you're not giving it a hit. You know, like how they say, us critics have the third eye, which, you know, we see certain things that other people don't see. So I remember one time I'm coming home from, because Born and Bred is live, from Born and Bred, and I have my key, but this day it was locked, this night. And I'm trying to open the door, and I'm knocking on the door, and my wife is standing the other side, and she's saying, I'm not happy with you. I'm like, I'm so confused.
We locked out.
Why? And I started getting worried, you know. So she says, because you gave that song a miss. I said, correction, dear, it's not the song that I gave a miss, it's the video. He says, whatever. I love the song. Why did you give it a miss? And she was so serious about it. I said, look, that's what I do. I mean, I gave the reasons why. It's, no, but it's a nice song. It's a very good song.
I bet you did a breakfast the next day.
I tell you, she was so upset. And then she opened, I think we were outside. I was outside for about 45 minutes, and she opened the door, and it's like, really? And I sat down and I started explaining to her that, look, I critique the video and not so it's like that out there.
I know.
You know?
I think so. Tell me something. What was your first major film that you got into as an actor, in the Zambian film industry?
It was very interesting. When I started the agency, I get a call from Frank Sibuku and Henry Joe Sakala. They said they were looking for certain actors for certain roles, and then I said, okay, I'm going to bring the talents over, and I organized the talents, and then they chose the guys. It was a fast audition, and said fine. And then I see these guys whispering to each other, and I'm like, something's not right.
Something's not right, yeah.
My talents wasn't. And then they approached me, and then they say, Big Rob, we're thinking of having you in this movie. No, guys, no, I'm not ready for this. So, come on. And they convinced me, and I loved it. It was a good film. I played Lusaka Heroes. I played a very abusive husband, a drunk and alcoholic. It was fantastic.
It was fantastic. Playing a drunk and alcoholic sounded fantastic. But it was a role.
It was good. And then that was my first role. And then the second role was I played an uncle rapes a daughter in Misozi. Yeah, that was my second role, feature.
And you've gone on after that to be part of great film productions. You've been a part of Impali.
Yes, I featured in Impali as an investor. It was great. Great working with Frank again, and awesome cast.
Frank is great at his work. And then you're on Ubuntu.
I'm on Ubuntu.
I know when we see you, like king of Ubuntu's, yeah. You know what I mean? It's great to watch you on the screen.
I'm working with very fantastic people. The cast, the crew, it's just awesome. Yeah. Ubuntu is being good. It's great.
It's been great.
But you know, the thing is, I'm always playing a bad guy, and my wife is always saying, "Can't you see the good side of you?" So
the side we see you at home.
Yeah, so the next movie, I'm gonna be a priest.
A good priest? I've seen
a good priest.
I've seen some really weird priests in movies.
A good priest, yeah.
I hope you won't be doing any exorcisms.
This I'm doing it for my wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're watching the Katala Lupunga show on the Pieces channel. I'm speaking to Big Rob, and on the other side, we get to hear how he's investing back into the Zambian film industry, even as we see him on the screens. Keep watching the Katala Lupunga show. Welcome back to the Katala Lupunga show. I'm still speaking to Big Rob, and this time around we want to find out from you, how are you investing back into the Zambian film industry?
Great. Excuse me. We have what is known as YWIFE. It's Young Women in Film Entertainment, and Kids in Film. And in YWIFE, Young Women in Film Entertainment, we're writing stories and turning them into film of young people. It's an all-girl group of young women who've suffered rape, those that are going through early marriages and things like that. It's amazing. The stories that we get, Katala, it's crazy. It's very sad. So we're getting as many stories as we can. We put in film. So far, we've done 7 films, short films. We'll premiere them soon. And then on the kids in film school, I'm training kids aged between 6 and 14 in film. Yeah, we do some training, so just teaching them the
How's it like to introduce them to, you know, film? You know, I mean, they're young, and I like to refer to them as the young, black, and gifted. How does that feel for you?
It's awesome. I've been doing this for about 7 years. It's great. Kids, as innocent as they may be, they respect what they do. They love the passion, and they're willing to, you know, they pay attention to what you're telling them, and that's what we want. We want to tell them the ethics. Look, do not speak back to a director. Director is the boss of this. You know, we tell them all those things. You know, don't drink on set. Don't not drink bubble gum. You know. And when the director says all those things, we teach them.
So it's in them, so that when they evolve into who they're supposed to be,
yes,
and they become who they're supposed to be.
Because we have problems sometimes, I think, with people, big people on set at times. It's the attitude that we're trying to get, the bad attitude that we're trying to get rid of. Yeah.
So do you feel, how do we get the Zambian film industry to a stage of Hollywood? I know that. I mean, no disrespect to Nollywood or Bollywood, but Hollywood is Hollywood. I mean, that is California. Yeah. I mean, anything can be done in California.
Hollywood is Hollywood.
So how do we get to a stage where an African film, even a Zambian film, is on the US top 10 and is being seen as a film, not that, oh, this got shot in Africa. You know, how do we get to that stage?
I think there's a lot of hard work, a lot of togetherness, a lot of, you know, support. There are a lot of, it's like baking a cake. You know, you want your cake to come out perfect. The ingredients that you throw in, you've got to use the right ingredients, and it's all that. There's so many things. Passion, you know, support. There's, you know, not having a give up attitude. You know, it's hard work. You know, we will get there. We will get there. That's why we start them young, because it's not just a matter of standing in front of a camera, you know, because you'll be amazed that so many people come and say, when you ask them, why do you want to do this? I just want to be famous, you know. But fame doesn't come cheap, you know. There's a lot that you put in. We want to, you know, journalism helps a lot. You know, you journalists, you help a lot when it comes to marketing us. You've done it before for the Zambian musicians. You've done a great job, you know, and we want that done to us, you know. Right now, you know, there's a time when people used to listen to a certain type of music from other countries until people worked. Radio started playing Zambian music, you know, everything. Zambian music started growing, and we've got it today. You know, Zambian music is being played, it's appreciated by Zambians, and
I thought it's been talked about.
So we want the same thing to happen to the film industry. We want people to know that, look, it's nice to watch a Nigerian film, it's nice to watch a Kenyan film, but also watch a Zambian film and enjoy it. And enjoy it. Yes, don't just be always criticizing, you know, watch it and enjoy. I think with all those...
It sort of reminds me about Black Hawk Down. And that was definitely shot in, I think it was shot in Somalia. That was a great movie. Shot right in Somalia. That was, obviously the result of that was embarrassing to the Americans. The true story behind that. But the film was shot in Somalia, you know, in the same continent that we're in. And you're all right, we just need that film of publicity.
A lot of films have been shot in Africa. And I think Africa is the next big thing. You know, Hollywood has done it all. In America, it's done it all. In Europe, it's done it. They're looking for fresh location. We have fresh location here. We have everything, you know, here that they'll need to. I remember when Will Smith was here, he promised to come back because he loved what he saw.
What he saw here. And we have a lot of potential here.
It's up to us now to bring him here.
Right. You know? Yeah. That's true. So what's your message to the young budding filmmakers out there, you know, the audience that loves to see you on the screen? I've always said it's better you celebrate people while you're alive. Exactly, so I celebrate you in this moment.
Thank you very much.
You are a living legend.
I appreciate
it. And thank you so much. And I want you to speak to the audience out there. And what's your message to them?
Nothing comes easy. It's hard work. It's passion. It's love. It's friendship. You know, we have to be focused when doing these things. And we're going to get it right. We're on the right path, and it's coming to us soon. Hollywood, we're just behind you. We're knocking on your door, and we're the next big thing.
All right, thank you so much, Big Rob. All right, so you've been watching the Katala Lupunga Show on the Pieces channel. We're actually on phase 2 of training young people in film. More on that on the channel as you keep watching. Make sure you follow the movement. It's www.pieces.org. And hey, watch Ubuntu. You gotta watch the King of Ubuntu. Yeah, I've been asking for some decrees. A lot of stuff is going on out there. Thank you.
Season 2 is on fire.
Season 2 is on fire. You just heard that for yourself right here. So tune in and keep watching. Keep yourself safe. And remember, COVID-19 is real. Sanitize. Wear a face mask. We're not going to stop preaching this.
No.
All right. Bye.